Hello. So, in continuation to my February books acquisition video part 2, this is part 3 wherein I will show the last 5 of the books that I have purchased in February, and this will conclude all the 15 books that I have bought this February. So, let's start with the first book is The Little Friend by Donna Tart. Now, I have not yet read Donna Tart, but again, I have heard a lot about Donna Tart's writing and how very imaginative it is, and the stories that she weaves are so subliminal. So, I want to read this to know exactly what style of writing is Donna Tart's. This is a beautiful cover. This book. If I just turn the first page over, this is what is immediately inside. Um, so it says mesmerizing by Daily Telegraph, entirely captivating by Independent on Sunday, and put downable by Daily Mirror. Now, the backside description says 12-year-old Harriet is doing her best to grow up, which is not easy as her mother is permanently on medication. Her father has silently moved to another city, and her serene sister rarely notices anything. All of them are still suffering from the shocking and mysterious death of her brother Robin 12 years earlier, and it seems to Harriet that the family may never recover. So, inspired by Captain Scott, Houdini, and Robert Louis Stevenson, she sets out with her only friend Helly to find Robin's murderer and punish him. But what starts out as a child's game soon becomes a dark and dangerous journey into the menacing underworld of a small Mississippi town. The Times says Harriet is one of the most engaging and rounded characters you are likely to find. Gorgeous, fluent, visual. New York Times book review says destined to become a special kind of classic, a book that precocious young readers pluck from their parents' shelves and devour with surreptitious eagerness. Thrilled to discover a writer who seems at once to read their minds and to offer up the sweet and sour fruits of exotic forbidden knowledge. The Guardian says you will really have read better because of Tart's mastery of suspense. This book will grip readers all the way through to its bitter end. So the premise of the story seems quite engrossing. It's about a 10-year-old girl, and supposedly his family has become dysfunctional after a tragedy, and unable to endure it anymore, she, and also being inspired by her heroes, she sets out to solve this mystery and what happens, which leads her to the heart of Mississippi. A really nice looking book, beautiful cover and design, and all that. Really nice compact book. This is a this is a novel that goes on for 555 pages. So this is a fairly chunky book, but really looking forward to reading first Donna Tartt novel for me. The second book is Saturday by Ian McEwan. Saturday is a particular day, I believe, that this story is set on, or from where this story starts. Uh, it says dazzling, profound, and urgent by the Observer. And at the back cover, the Sunday Times says the supreme novelist of his generation, Ian McEwan. Now, you will remember that I, in the perhaps in the second part of this February books purchases, I had another book called Atonement by Ian McEwan. It's not by design that I bought two Ian McEwan books this month. It's just that when I was looking at the books I wanted to buy, I looked at these two books and I really liked them. So it sort of happened by accident and not really by design. Anyway, so the back cover says Saturday, February 15, 2003, Henry Perron is a contented man, a successful neurosurgeon, the devoted husband of Rosalind, and proud father of two grown up children. Unusually, he wakes before dawn, drawn to the window and filled with a growing unease. As he looks out at the night sky, he is troubled by the state of the war, the impending war against Iraq, a gathering pessimism since 9/11, and a fear that his city and his happy family life are under threat. Later, as Brown makes his way through London streets filled with hundreds of thousands of anti war protesters, a minor car accident brings him into a confrontation with Baxter, a fidgety, aggressive young man on the edge of violence. To Perron's professional eye, there appears to be something profoundly wrong with him, but it is not until Baxter makes a sudden appearance as the Perron family gather for a reunion that Henry's earlier fears seems about to be realized. The Observer says dazzling, the author's mature attention illuminates equally everything it falls on, profound and urgent. Daily Mail says a brilliant novel, this McEwan writing on absolute top form. Daily Telegraph says he remains at the top of his game, assured, accomplished, and ambitious. Sunday Telegraph says richly laden, McEwan pulls out all the stops, so rich books, sensuous and thoughtful. McEwan has found in Saturday the right form to showcase his dazzling talents. The Times says a book of great moral maturity, beautifully alive to the fragility of happiness and all forms of violence. Everyone should read Saturday. Artistically, morally, and politically, he excels. So this appears to be a post 9/11 storyline, a timeline, and something happens. There is an omen of misfortune, something going wrong, and I'm really interested to know what goes wrong and who is this guy Baxter. What is his relation to Henry Perron, the neurosurgeon? So again, with Ian McEwan, I'm expecting a very good storyline, intriguing storyline, something to really immerse in. Kind of looking forward to reading this one from Ian McEwan as well. Now, the third book is The Tiger's Wife by Thea Obreht. Uh, when I looked at this book online and looked at the summary of the story, it really interested me, and I really thought, okay, I need to read this. This looks something different. It says it's the winner of the Orange Prize for Fiction in 2011. Beautifully executed, haunting, and lyrical by Independent. There's the picture at the front cover, a girl hugging a tiger. At the back it says, my grandfather never refers to the tiger's wife by name. His arm is around me and my feet are on the handrail, and my grandfather might say, I once knew a girl who loved tigers so much she almost became one herself. Because I am little and my love of tigers comes directly from him, I believe he is talking about me, offering me a fairy tale in which I can imagine myself and will for years and years. The Sunday Times says, a genuinely exciting debut, a delightful walk, as enchanting as it is surprising, and Obreht is a compelling new voice. The New York Times says, Obreht demonstrates an uncommon ability to move seamlessly between the gritty realm of the real and the more primary colored world of the fable, a richly textured and searing novel. The Independent on Sunday says the tiger's wife is assured, eloquent, and not easily forgotten. Obreht has the storyteller's gift for suspense and holds back details until the reader can wait no more. The Guardian says the brilliant black comedy and Matryoshka style narrative are among the novel's great joys. Obrecht has prodigious talent for storytelling and imagery. So what I do know about this is Ter Obrecht was born in Belgrade, I believe, in former Yugoslavia. Eventually, he came to migrate to the United States. This story is also set in Yugoslavia, somewhere in Yugoslavia, where in 1940, German bombing, when it started, it freed some tigers from the zoos, and somebody actually took quite a fancy to a tiger, imagining that tiger to be Sher Khan. And in the modern day, there is also another bombing, the NATO bombing of Belgrade, and it's during that time that that person's granddaughter, I think she is now searching for her grandfather's, the reason for her grandfather's death. Storyline is something like that. It's an absolute treat. I really cannot wait to read this. These kind of novels are so hard to find. It's so hard to come by. I can't wait to read this. The next novel is The Clothes on Their Back by Linda Grant. Now it says it's shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize. The Evening Standard says gripping, a novel with big ideas that never forgets to tell a story. Rachel Cook, actually, the Evening Standard. At the back, the description says Vivian spends a quiet childhood encapsulated in the present, sealed off from the past by her timid refugee parents. She's 10 before she finds out that she has a relative. To the horror of her father, her glamorous, dangerous uncle appears at their door, dressed in a purple mohair suit with his leopard print clad mistress upon his arm. But why is Uncle Sander so violently unwelcome in her parents' home? That's a question with which the description ends. The Sunday Express magazine says if you read only one novel this year, make sure it is The Clothes on Their Back. That's quite a ringing endorsement. Michael Adriti, Independent, says richly imagined, it is a joy to welcome such a vibrant and thought provoking book. Sunday Times Penny Perrick says Vivian, whose own interest in appearances verges on the obsessional, is drawn to her uncle's dark glamour and ambiguity. London is as much a part of the narrative as Grant's unsubtle characters, and as 1977 approaches, the nightmarish changes in the city are intriguingly moved into the foreground. So, what I'm expecting from this book is some refugee background, some refugee paraphernalia of life, and an uncle, as it says, Uncle Sandor. He and his mistress shows up one day into that settled life, and the girls, Vivian's parents absolutely hate it, and the why is that is what this novel might be all about, and it's really an interesting hypothesis to search about. So this is The Clothes on Their Back by Linda Grant. And the last novel, quite a heavy novel at that, is Darkmans by Nichola Barker. Now this is again a novel that seemed very intriguing to me. This is quite a big novel. It's 833 pages long. It's very chunky, I don't know why I was drawn to this. I'm also really eager to read this. The storyline is not very clear to me. Let me just read you some of the description that's at the back, and it says, Darkmans is a very modern book set in Ashford, a ridiculously modern town, about two very old fashioned subjects, love and jealousy. It's also a book about invasion, obsession, displacement, and possession, about comedy, art, prescription drugs, and chiropody, and the main character, the past, which creeps up on the present and whispers something quite dark, quite unspeakable into its ear. The third of Nichola Barker's visionary narratives of the Thames Getaway, Darkmans, is an epic novel of startling originality. The Guardian says, a loud shout of glorious, untidy, angry, joyous life. Barker is a great restless novelist, and Darkmans is a great restless novel. At the end of 838 blinding high octane pages, I was bereft there weren't 838 more. That seems like 838 pages would absolutely whisk by once I read this. Uh, that's quite exciting about a book. If a review says that in Guardian, not just any review, Scotland on Sunday says Darkmans is an ambitious, daring, delightful, and compelling war. If any young British writer, male or female, is dreaming big nightmares, and taking jaw-dropping risks, it's Barker. Independent on Sunday says an idiosyncratic, witty, and utterly original vision of Albion. The Times said, this is the work of a very fine storyteller indeed, one who has already won prizes for her fiction and doubtless will go on to win more. So as I said, this might be a dystopian novel. This might be a satire. I don't know. I like the premise on which this book stands, and I will only be able to tell you once I have read the book. So there you go. Those are the last five books of my February purchases. And so I'll see you again with the March purchases, if I'm able to purchase any, that is, God willing. Until then, find something good to read. Bye bye.